Hello, everybody. Good morning to y'all. Good morning. Good morning. And welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. It is so good to be here before you guys and with you guys. First and foremost, give an honor to God, who is the head of my life. Second, in celebration of season 6, we need to stand up, clap it up, and give it up because this is season 6 of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. So, with that being said, allow me to tell my story as to how I got started with this entire movement. It all started from two suggestions from my father during morning meeting. This was in November of 2020. The first suggestion was that I take my thought provoking questions and ideas and get in front of an audience. Second suggestion, that you didn't have to do this every day, but you definitely had to commit to at least giving us 4 times out of the year in the months that have 30 days. Hence, as to why I'm coming before you guys in the month of June. Okay? Because it started in November, continued in April, continued in June, and September. And these are all the months that have 30 days. So, with that being said, come on, y'all, let's jump right on in. And for the next part of the show, we want to go ahead and check in with ourselves on how we're feeling from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life, and 10 being the best day of your life. Can I be below a 1 and can I be above a 10? You absolutely can, because here's why. Nobody can tell you how to feel when you first wake up in the morning, because I don't always wake up like this. I don't always begin to convey or fake the funk. Okay. So how am I feeling today? I am feeling motivated, driven, like I'm ready to do the damn thing. Okay. So that is gonna put me at a 9. I won't say a perfect 10. I don't want to get too perfect and do too much. 9 is good right now for what I'm feeling, because I understand the task before me and what I actually have to do. So, yeah. With that being said, as you guys are sharing and dropping your comments and, sharing how you feel, if you feel led to, you can do so. I'm going to go ahead and move into what my goals were for the show, as I've been restating them each day. My first goal, of course, is to expand my listening base to 1,000 listeners. And I'm a little bit halfway towards that goal. I have currently 720 active listeners. Second goal, I reached a goal of 12 countries under my belt, but I would like to lock down 183. Third goal, I would like to expand my subscribers and listeners on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed, my YouTube page or YouTube channel is Marisha LaShay with the @ 1020. Fourth goal, of course, is to establish my subscriptions for content and for my listeners and my committed listeners. Fifth goal is to actually start a podcast for kids, drop kid friendly content. And for my final goal, and that is to create digital products and have merchandise so I could be a walking billboard for my actual brand. When we think about digital products, I currently have a digital product on the way to you guys on tomorrow, which is my ebook called Ready, Set, Start. START is an acronym. S is for self reflection, T is for theme, A is for aspiration, R is for research, and T is for truth. So if you are checking and wondering about how to get started in the podcast business, this is hit that link below, because that book gonna give you. It's very short and sweet to the point, giving you guys insight and feedback about how I got started and what I did and what I'm currently still doing every time that I drop a season with my podcast. This is what I do. Okay. So with that being said, this is day 29 of the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. And of course, we have one more day to go. Today's message and question is, it's just a void. Really? Void, which is defined as an empty space, emptiness. Another definition, the quality or state of being without something, lack of, absence. And last but not least, a feeling of want or hollowness. Okay, so let's talk about voids. Let's talk about voids that in people in general, but more specifically, our parents. Let's start there. Okay, Voids, voids, voids. Voids are doormen to toxic expectations. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay, let's be clear. Voids are doormen to toxic expectations. And let's start with our parents, okay? Our parents are our parents. We don't get to choose them. We don't get to say, you know what, you over there with the beautiful hair and brown eyes and hourglass figure, you're going to be my mom. And you, Mr. Good Looking, you're going to be my dad because when y'all make me, and when y'all make me, I'm going to be a wonderful, one of a kind. Okay, parents, I'm talking to you today. I'm talking to you. I am calling you to the forefront, and you could call your parents to the table too. So, what are some of the things that you notice, children, that you notice in your parents, the different voids? So, these voids may stem from their previous relationships or even their parents. That's two ways that a void can be established, okay, in relationships and in what they have seen from their previous parents. So, example includes mother and daughter, for instance, okay, your interaction with how you interact with your daughter. Okay, look, you teach her all these rules. You have all these rules in a dating pool. When she start dating, you don't let a man talk to you like, any kind of way, like you just nobody. You don't let a man, do whatever he want to do with you and treat you any kind of way and behave like this. Granted, that is what mothers teach their daughters. Mothers, what are you teaching your sons? You don't put your hand on women. You need to respect women. Yada, 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 yada. You don't let her just talk to you any kind of way and do you like you not anybody. Okay, granted. Excuse me. What kind of relationship? Okay, now you didn't did that with your kids. But now the question becomes with the parents, what kind of relationship do you have with your grandchildren? What kind of void? See, voids can be passed down from generation to generation to generation. Voids can also be, well, they can be on display because what you see in your parent is what you get. And you often find yourself wondering, what the heck wrong with her? What the hell was she thinking? Why is she doing this? Boys can factor behavior. There are behaviors that are associated with voids. There are actions that are associated with voids. There are thought processes attached to voids. I've seen it in my grandmother. I've seen it in my mother. I've seen it in my auntie. I've seen it in my uncle. I've seen it in my son and myself. But I'm somebody's mother. I'm somebody's sister. I've seen voids in different kind of ways. Same thing like with the fathers. Y'all not exempt neither because some men are out here raising their children, but they have voids. Voids, voids. Like fathers, how they talk to their daughters. Fathers, how they talk to their sons. Fathers, how they operate with their grandchildren. Voice could come in the form of love, acceptance, peace, authentic self, relationships, reciprocation, being able to reciprocate what I give out for it to get back. Dysfunction, especially in Black families, and repeated behavior. That's void because I want to be with you. Without you, my life is not the same. Without you having this relationship or friendship, it is not the same. Without you reciprocating the love, why can't you love me the way that I love you? Why is it every time that we try to get our relationship on track, it's repeated behavior? You keep hurting me. You keep being dysfunctional to me. I just want a family. I just want a dad. I just want a mom. I just want friendship because I don't have no friends. But you're not acting like you want a daddy. But you're not acting like you want a mother. The voids are dormant to toxic expectations and passes. Oh, you know what? That's just my dad. I'm going to allow him to be in my life without no boundaries. I'm going to allow him to talk to me like this and be okay with this. I'm going to keep repeating myself to him, telling him I don't like this, and then he keeps doing it to me. I'm going to allow him to keep embarrassing me in front of people. I'm going to keep going along to get along just so we don't have issues. And I'm not only talking to you, but I'm talking about me too. I ain't exempt. Ain't no exemption on void. Void exemption don't exist. It's turning into a mess. Yes, mess. Yes, mess. Well, guess what? No press. No press. Because I don't want to be pressing and I don't want to be stressing, but I would rather be thriving and striving to my excellence. What's on the other side for me, but how do I move on from these voids? How do I begin to try to fill them up? You cannot fill a void. That takes healing. It takes boundaries. It takes knowing God, for knowing how, God, how am I going to deal with this person? How am I going to deal with incorporating the new me with their old ways? Or as my dad always used to say, you can't mix old wine skins with new wine skins and call it brand new. No, don't rip me out the plastic because I ain't brand new. I'm old. Them my old ones. Them my old ones. Moving on. Sorry if I'm yelling. I just get really passionate when I'm talking from the heart and when I'm speaking about certain issues because it just have you wondering. But before I move on, I'm gonna go ahead and move on, and then I'll just come running back. Let's talk about our children. What type of voice do you see in children? We see the absence of parents, whether it's the mother, whether it's the father. I'm here, I'm a mother. I'm here, I'm a father. Your physical body is present, but your mental is not present for them. And when they have that type of void of absent parents, that stems from rejection. Well, I really didn't want the baby from the get-go. Yeah, I'm putting my business out there. But I know that me putting my business out there in these streets in a cute way is going to help somebody. Story time, my different tests and trials and tribulations and wrong decision making going to help somebody. It's going to speak to somebody. It's going to make way for somebody. Voids of acceptance from people. Voids of friendships. And we talk about acceptance. Children want to be accepted by adults, by other kids, by other groups, by other associations. And I see this a lot being a middle school educator, that they want to be down with the cool crew, but ain't nobody in that crew really about that life. But they want to be because that's what's the now. That's the now. Friendships, toxic friends, toxic behavior, voids of attention, which equates to lack of quality time. I often ask myself, Marisha, when is the last time that you spent time with your son? When is the last time that y'all did something together, even though y'all were in the house together? When is the last time that y'all had a conversation? When is the last time that you checked in on his mental well-being? When is the last time that you taught him how to do a new skill, or y'all bonded over walking or being at the park or talking or a movie night or a cuddle session? That's a question to ask yourself. As quick as I am to go run in a man's arm, how quick am I to open my arms for my son? How quick am I able to let him hug me and come on and let him check on me 12 times a day without getting an attitude? Kiss your children. Hug your children, because somebody is wishing that they could hug their children. Somebody is wishing that they could have children naturally, but couldn't. How many women out there can raise their hand and say, hey, I created something so amazing in 9 months, which was this baby. And when you look at that baby, you say to yourself, wow, you're the best thing that happened to me, and really feel it genuinely from your heart. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I just want to put it out there and be in my truth. That wasn't me. When mothers love the affection that they receive from their children, but that's not me. If anything, please give me my space. Give me my space. Can you pound me up? But I have shown him and created boundaries, because even just because I'm your mom and it's okay for you to come and jump on me, you still need to respect my space, because sometimes kids can kind of get that. If you could do that with my mom, I think that it's okay to do that with other adults. And you have to differentiate that. You have to explain that to them. I'm not acting funny. I'm teaching him. But I'm also being in my real. If that is not the kind of way that I show my affection to my son, then I want to be real with myself and I want to be real with him. I don't lie to my son. I don't lie to him. I always keep it a buck. And I'm not going to lie to y'all neither. I'm not the mom that's running around here like, oh, my baby. I love my son. Hands down. Hands down, I love my son. But I have to look at the reality of my situation as it relates to being a single. Why am I a single parent? Which is another story for another day. It's the void of having a partner to raise my son. It's the void of eating down all the responsibilities and the behind the scenes part of being a mother. That be the voids for me. The void of certain relationships and friendships. There are voids within me that I've had to learn to address and to identify with. It's the void of affection. It's a void of togetherness. It's a void of loyalty. It's a void. These are just examples. Some of them I can relate with, and some of them I just won't. But then going back, what kind of voids do your mother have? What kind of voids do your father have? With my father wanted a family, a real one, without the dysfunction, without the constant hurting him. Have I been the best daughter? No. But I want to talk about it today. I want to talk about it because this is a void of me having a father when he's been putting forth good effort. Good effort. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about those voids of little girls that they have for their fathers. You know what I'm saying? Different voids for different men in past relationships. Even as grown women, they have. Well, wait, you talked about your father void. Let's talk about your mother void. My mother's void of wanting to be with somebody, to be in a relationship. That's her void. She wants to be loved. She wants to be loved. But who don't want to be loved? The void of attention, of accepting and love. So yeah, that's all, y'all. That's it. Remember, voids are the doorman to toxic expectations. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. So, you guys, definitely thank you guys for tuning in. This is the close of the show of the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Please, I'll be back before you guys tomorrow. Hit me up, get at me, be with me tomorrow, same time, same place. Also, remember, be on the lookout for that ebook. I'll be going live tomorrow and the entire weekend, every day, every day, every day. So definitely feel free to hit me up. Any questions, you know how to hit me, how to get me. So, peace.